this nail salon is always packed in full. So watch this video. Hello. How much I charge you for lashes? 25? Okay. Why is it so empty in here?
I'm going to stick and stand firm to the boycott and remove all Asian businesses out of my vision. And I think the only Asian business that I really frequent is the nail salon. So that's something that I'm going to have to remove.
That's what I'm talking about. We have the third nail salon. No black people do not come support. Sorry, miss. But that's what's going on.
When I walk through.
That's why y'all see no black people. Y'all better not go in their establishment. They said they don't
I got sauce too. Came with the gang. Chopper rain. Get up.
The boycott for the Asian businesses is really happening, y'all. When I tell y'all, even in Metro Detroit, Hazel Park, East Point, the nail shops are empty. Ain't no black women in them shits. The boycott going down, y'all.
Down for my niggas, boy. Fuck them niggas. I'm down for my niggas, boy. Fuck them niggas. I ride for my niggas, boy. I die for my niggas, boy. Fuck.
Brothers and sisters, Asian American businesses in black neighborhoods in the USA are being successfully boycotted. Black Americans have put their collective effort together to make sure that all of these businesses go out of business. And why not? And another thing that they are doing is making sure that they come up with alternative business ideas that will offer services that were being given by these Asian American businesses. They are trying to make it a permanent change. They are trying to make it a reclamation of their own, trying to make sure that their money stays within themselves. And these acts, though they are making some really good changes within the Black American community, they are pissing off a lot of Asian Americans. And I just want us to talk about it today because I've been watching a bunch of clips of these Asian American businesses go out of business. They used to be full of clients who are mostly Black Americans, but now many of these businesses are empty as we've seen it in the clips that I've played at the beginning. Now, let us watch these other clips, and as you're watching, I want you to participate in this conversation and tell me what you think about what is being said or what is happening. I will come back at the end and give you more insightful commentaries. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. This video is for educational purpose.
Heart desire is to serve with everything so that we can be able to reach each other in peace. Bless this place, God. Break.
Y'all is boycotting these people businesses and they feeling it. I'm talking about the lady was in there real life crying. Y'all is doing y'all big one.
Big. I do have a message for the Asian community. Watch what you say about black people. Watch how you treat us. Watch how you do us in our own community. I'm not laughing at y'all because this is not funny. There's nothing funny about this. But I'm just letting y'all know. Do better. That's all. Do better. I believe this boycott has came and made it all the way down to Fort Lauderdale.
Ma'am, come here. Listen.
I'm walking, yeah.
Listen, okay, well, I will work too.
No,
I have to do an inspection. And you're touching? Oh, hell no. Yeah. Sir, you're touching this with your bare hands. No. Yeah, nobody knows what you do with your hands, brother. You could be putting them anywhere. We don't know. What is this right here?
For the
Why is this in the sink? This right here, that right there is a violation. That should have a top on it. Okay, just close that up. Yeah, that chicken, just close that up. That was a violation. He's gonna get y'all shut down because him touching the meat with his bare hands, he could be putting his hands in his butt, anything. Nobody knows. Huh? Hold on, don't close me in now. Ha ha ha. You understood that? So that's terrible. You don't feed that to people, and you can get them sick. E. coli, all type of shit can go on. Buddy, you guys are fucking up again. Yeah. Fucking up. So I seen you smoking a cigarette earlier. Make sure you try not to smoke when you're on like when you're working. Yeah, I hear you trying to speak English, brother, but it's not really working out that well. Oh shit. Hey, brother. Under here is terrible. Somebody, under here is chickens everywhere.
You order something?
Now, how you doing? My name is Agent Black, ID number 30303.
No, I tell you only that I working here.
Oh, you don't work here?
Manager not here.
No, manager don't have to be here. I won't be in you guys here for long.
I tell you, I only the working here.
I know. Listen, that's fine. I'm here for inspection. Ma'am, I'm from the department. You guys have to have inspection.
I'm working.
I don't need you to do anything. What are you doing? Hey, listen. Oh, hell no. I'm about to shut y'all down. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I don't understand.
You don't understand?
Yeah.
You can just show me around. That's all I need you to do.
I don't understand what you
Just show me. Just show me. Okay, this right here, that should be inside of something like that. Next time, just put it in something like that so that way it's not in the sink.
Yeah, because
It's okay. You don't speak English. It's okay. Yeah, so just tell him be more discreet next time. Just because I seen it. You can show me freezer. Show me freezer. Okay, this right here. This right here. How you doing? You speak English? Oh no. And then these right here. These shouldn't be right here. These right here. These need to be have a top. These should have a top.
And
you're touching? Oh hell no, sir. You're touching this with your bare hands. Yeah, nobody knows what you do with your hands. Come on, brother.
No,
that's a problem.
A little bit high.
Oh hell no.
And 1 second.
30. Yeah. You need to get that. That's how rats and roaches get here. Okay? Yeah, that's the problem. Y'all don't speak English. Y'all know better than that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all see y'all.
In the neighborhood where I'm dealing with Asians every single day, and they all act like they hate me, like I stink. Even the lady that holds my feet to paint them, disgusted by me. I think she talking about me. She keeps saying it, and they laugh and point at me. That's what the that's a typical experience of a black girl from the inner city. Am I lying? Are you from the hood? So it's like at the end of the day, it's like the fact that Ricky Child get to shoot a black boy down. It's like, what are we talking about? I heard people get on the internet and say, don't go to any establishment, Asian establishments. Godfrey, the comedian, shout out to him. I like his Instagram page. It's pretty cool. I think he's very happy. I mean, he's very funny. I think he's hilarious. I also think that on age, he may be a vampire. He's very handsome. He's been handsome too long, though. We need to check on, find out what's Godfrey's real age. Ain't nobody been out that long.
He African.
That. He ain't
Nah,
from
that's
Wakanda.
how they are. Africans, they get to a point and then they just stop aging.
Shut up.
Even if they age early.
Find me African too. Either way, Godfrey put a post up and he's like, we're not saying don't go to any Asians. We're saying don't go to that. No, we were saying don't go to any Asian spots.
I come on here to tell y'all that I am not boycotting Asian restaurants. I'm not boycotting Asian like nail techs. You know why? Because I never shopped with them motherfuckers anyway. They were racist to me when I worked for Chase Bank. Asian people hated blacks. I've been discriminated against here in Norman. The little Asian lady lived next door to me. She was selling parking spots, parking people behind my house because we had a duplex, and she was getting paid for it because we lived by the OU Stadium, so people will pay to park in your yard if they can walk to the stadium from your yard. But she was getting paid for spots behind my apartment. So I went over and asked, I said, how are you parking people in my yard and getting paid and not giving me part of the money? Well, the next week, she blocked it off where they couldn't park behind my house. Anyway, she didn't want me to make no money, so there's that. I've been cursed out over the phone, talked crazy to by them. because they knew I was black over the phone. So, yeah, I'm not boycotting because I never liked Chinese food anyway. I never got my nails done anyway. My nails are natural. I don't deal with them. I don't buy fake hair because I got hair. So, I ain't going to boycott them, but I'm glad y'all are, because that man should have been found guilty for killing that baby over that damn bottle of water. And I don't care what you say, but they've been getting away with being racist toward us for a long time. And I feel like this, even during the pandemic, they were throwing people out over there in China. They were being racist during the pandemic too. So I hope they all go out of business. And even though I'm not boycotting, I'm on here to tell y'all go ahead and take that black dollar back. Let them see. I never did shop at Target either, so I never did have to boycott them. If you ain't never shopped with them or they ain't never got none of my money. So I'm happy for black people standing up for their rights. I love y'all.
I just passed by a boycott of an Asian hair store here in Houston. And immediately when I get on TikTok, I see a post of a young gentleman saying people all over the country are boycotting Asian hair stores and Asian nail salons because of what happened to Cyrus. The most liked comment said, "Why punish other businesses that had nothing to do that?" And my response to that is very simple. Because I can't look at the color of your skin to determine whether you're friend or foe. For years, y'all have looked at the color of our skin and looped us all as criminals, as has-beens. We ain't gonna never be nothing and we are tired. But when we do it to you, it's a problem. But Drea, we're not all like that. And I understand that you're not all like that. But I am not willing to walk into another store or into another business that don't have somebody that look like me to find out that you're not one of the cool ones. What do? We stop going to all of your establishments. We start supporting our own, period. I'm about to start putting together a series of Black Wall Street Zooms that is free, that is for everybody in the Black community that can come and start learning about resources in your area for you to support your own people. And I know that there's an app out there that you can go to. I'm not talking about no app. I'm talking about real conversations, real people that you can connect to in your area.
And while a lot of people from the Asian community have been showing their true colors lately about this boycott against them, I got to thinking, I ain't never seen y'all at Mama Lucy's over there in Miami. I ain't never seen y'all at Sunday's Eatery in Miami Gardens. I ain't never seen y'all at Sister Sarah's Crab House over there in Fort Lauderdale. I ain't never seen y'all at Shisha, the one in Hollywood or the one in Lauderhill. I ain't never seen y'all at the Dutch Pot or Donna's Caribbean restaurant. And these are all popular Black owned places down here in South Florida that I frequented one too many times. And I ain't never seen y'all there. So while y'all upset that we're no longer going to be patronizing y'all businesses, it seems like y'all ain't been patronizing ours from the beginning. Meaning this has always been a one-sided thing from the beginning. And now y'all upset because the one side is about to take their side back when y'all haven't been on our side to begin with. Oh well.
A lot of Asian Americans are confused as to the reasons why Black Americans are boycotting their businesses. Well, I want to explain the model minority myth with Asian Americans. This started in 1966 from a sociologist named William Peterson, an anti-Black racist who didn't like Black people, so he used a buffer group, and the buffer group is a group that you could use against one other group. The buffer group in Asian Americans, specifically Japanese Americans. He was praising how they were doing so well, and he put out this op-ed in the New York Times. And that article was one of many in the 60s and 70s where you had Asian Americans and others who wanted to boost up Asian Americans as a buffer group, shitting on Black Americans, saying that Black Americans weren't doing as well as the Asians, and there was a reason why the Asians were somehow better than Black Americans, while not realizing, no, you're only being elevated as a buffer group to go against us. And as you can see, even the AAPI History Museum has pointed out where this myth came from. And even they point out how bullshit it is. And for all the Hispanic Americans out there, this whole model minority myth wasn't just used against Black Americans, but also against Hispanic Americans, as you can see. So understand, the model minority myth in the Asian American community is not just harmful to one group, but it's harmful to every other group out there. And Asian Americans, many of them, have been complicit. They've been complicit because they wanted a comfortable place under whiteness. And the biggest reason why Black Americans feel betrayed by Asian Americans is because it was us who got Asian Americans into this country. 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Immigration and Nationality Act. That allowed Asian Americans to massively immigrate into this country. You see, Asian Americans, let me explain something to you. Doesn't matter if you come from Cambodia, Japan, China, Korea. Either Korea. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you came from India. They didn't want you here. It was us who fought to get you here. And yet when you bring your ass over here, you come talk to me? Excuse me, if it were not for my ancestors, if it were not for the blood, sacrifice, the tears, and the suffering of my people, y'all wouldn't even be here. That act in 1965 came as a response to the Civil Rights Movement. MLK and so many others fighting for your right to be here in the first place. And you got the nerve to talk shit to me? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? And so if all we do is boycott, you're lucky. Because we've done too much, entirely too goddamn much for the Asian American community to come over here to be model minorities. That's bullshit.
Man, what? Like, this is crazy.
Oh, yeah. I did it like it hadn't been there that long, but I came up here the other day and stood across the street and got some shots.
This is crazy.
Awesome.
Like, how bold could you be?
I know. You wouldn't think it. It's like I didn't even see it. I saw somebody else out here standing up here looking at it. I was walking down that sidewalk over there. I was like,
it's like premeditated because it's like we just got the verdict from the Cyrus Department Hilton. There's no way you could have done that this quickly. So, you know, I don't call myself an influencer, but I have a few million views between my videos. So I'm going to give you all the publicity, all the attention that you have been wanting because this is disgusting.
Ew, when I was coming down the street.
Like, is this...
I care about y'all and I love y'all.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're only in an uproar right now is because they see that their shit is about to blow up. They see the money coming out of their community left and right. They can see it happening. They know that they are too dependent on the black dollar for their businesses to thrive, for their businesses to sustain. That's why they're so outraged with knowing that we are doing a ban of their businesses. Because it's not even a boycott. We're not even doing boycott no more. So let's take boycott out of our vocabulary right now. This is a ban. And a ban means we will be no longer engaging with any of their businesses that are within our communities. Any of them. This is the shit right here that tells us they could care less about anything that's going on in society surrounding their community. Because how do we have a business that feels okay to have such a image on the window of their establishment? On the window of their establishment. Like, this shit is both. North Carolina, who owns this business? Who owns this business, North Carolina? We need to know who owns this business. Drop it in the comments if you know who is the owner of this business. We need to have a conversation. We need to understand what was your intention with this? Because I don't want to hear no shit about it's a joke. It's a play on a movie. I think it's a play on Don't Be a Menace to Society, one of the parodies movies by the Wayans brothers. I believe that's where that comes from. Yeah, y'all don't get to play with us like that. None of y'all get to play with us like that. See, y'all have gotten too comfortable. And we've allowed y'all to get too comfortable. We've allowed y'all to get too comfortable thinking that y'all can play with us because we put it in our music. We put certain things in our music the imagery that we depict in movies, etc. Y'all think because y'all can consume it, that y'all can cosplay and act like you about that life. Yeah, y'all, even as a Black community, we need to be careful at the type of imagery that we're putting out here. Because then we encounter bullshit like this, and they're going to easily have a way out or a excuse. They're going to be excused. Their apology is going to be riddled with, I had a lapse in judgment. I've consumed this type of, I've supported the Black community. I've seen this movie. I've seen that movie. I've purchased the music. I paid to go to concerts. Because we let them in too freely. We let them into our spaces too freely. That this is the type of thanks that we get. A fucking slap in the face. This is wild. This is insane. If you're in North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina to be exact, who owns this business? Drop it in the comments if y'all are familiar with this business from the Greensboro, North Carolina area. And when did that signage go up? When did that imagery go up on that window? Because based off of that video, it's come up recently. And to know what is going on in their neighboring state, right above them in South Carolina, right below them in South Carolina, you knew exactly what you were doing when you put that shit on that window. Drop in the comments, y'all, and let's talk about it. Because we need to know who the owner is of this business and when that shit went up in that window. Let's talk about it.
The Black community should not be engaging with anyone who sees us, our community, our children as threats, even in the slightest bits, and anyone who sees Black people as a stepping stone or a road bump to their own success. Point blank, period. But if you're seeking to send a message to the collective Asian community, there is no Asian community. We only think that because of white people, and I'm not about to buy into some white people bullshit. I'll never be opposed to supporting Black businesses. There just is no Asian community. That shit doesn't exist. The world is anti-Black, and the only people we got are us.
All right, racists.
I am noticing white people join this conversation. And by conversation, I mean the conversation that my community and the Black community are having right now. In regards to what happened to Cyrus and how Cyrus was murdered by someone in my community. And I just want to say, I am happy that y'all are on the right side of history because great. But also, I am not willing to let y'all join this conversation and do what y'all did during the Stop Asian Hate thing. Because the truth of the matter is, what happened during Stop Asian Hate was that the majority of the people who were harming my community were white people. And y'all chose to scapegoat the Black people. Y'all did. And created tension between my community and the Black community. And now you're hopping on to this conversation, this issue that your community created, by the way. Your community created this fucking system. And you have the nerve to come into this conversation and try to scapegoat Asian people, try to make it seem like it's all of us who harm. When the reality is the majority of the people in your community are genocidal maniacs. The fuck out of this conversation.
Well, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Let's also make sure we're boycotting these stores in our neighborhoods that got bulletproof glass. That's a no-go. We're done with that. It's disrespectful. We out of there. Also, because a lot of these Asian businesses have a lot of younger people working for them, and they are tech savvy. They understand SEO. So what a lot of them are doing in the metadata of their websites is putting things like Black owned in the metadata. So when you search for Black owned whatever on Google or any one of these search engines, some of these Asian owned businesses are still showing up. So you might think this is a Black owned business, but really they just played with what they call the algorithm, SEO, search engine optimization. They played with it a little bit, right? Use one of these Black business directories. I don't have one that I recommend to you, but use one of those to figure out which businesses are actually Black owned. A lot of these businesses out here know that Black people are trying to spend money with Black businesses, so they started playing with their optimization in these search engines. They know how to play the game. We need to know how to play the game better, and we need to know how they are playing the game.
Well, you know, and shout out to the sister who's doing some good recon, you know, in what they're saying about us as black people. So they're not apologetic about anything. They're just pissed off at you. Because how dare you, black people? So you remember we talked about last night about the collective self-esteem of black America and how black America for a very long time had this low self-esteem. That's why you beg for coalitions. You beg because you always wanted a friend. You always want a friend. If anybody just acknowledge you, you're like, oh my God, it's great, right? And now what's happening and what I have been seeing happening, which is a beautiful thing, mind you, your collective self-esteem is starting to raise. And when your collective self-esteem starts to raise, you're like, I don't need nobody. I'm good. Man, I got my community. What I need from them? Man, we got a whole $2 trillion that we make as a collective. Well, I don't need nothing from none of y'all. That's when you understand your power. That's when you understand your high collective self-esteem. Once you understand that you are the culture, not a culture, you're the culture. That's what also, like me, for example, you know why I don't worry about, ooh, man, maybe I do some stuff to maybe cross over and I don't have to cross over crap. You know why I don't have to cross over anything? Because I am part of the culture. Everybody want to be a part of the culture. I don't have to go chase nobody else's culture. All these different countries throughout the world is copying my culture. We're not copying theirs. Let's call it what it is. In a lot of these Asian countries, what hairstyles are they trying to do? Our hairstyles. What music are they trying to do? Our music. Look, K-pop, it comes directly from our music. They do hip hop in Japan. They do all these different places. They doing us. We not doing them. We not walking around with no kimonos or nothing else over here in America. We are the trendsetters. We are the culture. And they get mad. Oh, black Americans think they're main characters because we are the main character. That's why a lot of you don't like us. And we're not even trying to be. That's the interesting part. We're not trying to be the main character. It's just in us to be the main character. Main character energy, whatever it is. Even the folks don't like that about us. That they got all this power and everything they have, and they still not the main character. They still looked at as lame. And the only time they even get halfway some acknowledgement is when they mimicking us. You can go all the way back to Elvis Presley, to whoever. They got to copy and mimic who we are because we are the culture. We are the salt of America. Take us away from America and you have nothing. And them folks can't stand us for that either. But they know they don't want us gone either. And see how the sisters talking about how some of them responding about they pissed off. But at the same time, they like, well, when they going to stop spend money with us? That's how the folks feel too. They are angry and upset with us all the time. But at the same time, they can't take a boycott from us either. Listen, Dr. King showed us one good year. One good year. Or it could be permanent. But one good year of boycott, sustained boycott, they will change laws and it will break businesses. One good year, one sustained year. That's all. And listen, if we do one sustained year and make an example, then these other groups will be like, yeah, let me go on and leave them alone. I may not like them, but yeah. And see, at that point, remember we talked about last night how, the ADL and how they move and things like that. See, that's moving like them. That's a economic punishment. And Dr. King taught us that long time ago, and we don't use it enough. We don't got to go out there and commit no crime. We got to do nothing to nobody. All we got to do is say, hey, word on the street and everything what we doing right now, we ain't supporting you. We ain't supporting you. No.
You see these nail salons going from packed to completely empty? Man, that is what power looks like. That is what happens when a community finally says enough is enough. And yeah, it might hurt their business. That is the whole point. They hurt black Americans every single day with how they treat them. So they need to feel something. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or feel bad about it. These people went into black people's neighborhoods, took their money, disrespected their women, and expected them to just keep going like they had no options. The sister talking about how the Nate looked at her with disgust, talking about her, laughing at her. That is what black Americans are responding to. That is what black women have been dealing with for years and years. And now that black Americans finally got the power to say no, now people want to talk about how business owners also have feelings. Nah, they had a choice how to treat black Americans. Now they are facing what they should be facing. That is not complicated. That is justice. Now let me talk about that footage of food handling. Bare hands, uncovered meat, no sanitation. That is disgusting. That is straight up disrespect to the people eating that food. And the crazy thing is that they are doing that in black people's neighborhood, knowing that black folks are the ones consuming that food, knowing that they trust them with what goes into their bodies. That is a lack of respect for black Americans as human beings. You don't do that level of negligent shit to people you respect. And maybe some other places also got issues too. But I'm not seeing other people just openly violating basic health codes like it's nothing. I'm not seeing white-owned restaurants handling raw meat with bare hands and then shrugging about it. There is a standard that is being applied differently in these spaces. And that is because they know that they can get away with it. They know that black people have been conditioned to accept less, but they don't gotta accept that no more. They can go somewhere else. They can support their people. And honestly, if you are cutting corners on food safety for black customers, that is information black people need to know. That is something we should spread because black people's health matters. Man, that part about natives treating black women like they are disgusting. I've heard this story too many times from too many sisters, and it needs to be said loud. This is systemic disrespect. Black women going to get their nails done, that should be something pampering, should be self-care. And instead, they're being made to feel unwelcome in the space, being looked at with disgust, being talked about, being laughed at. In the space where they are paying their money. That is psychological abuse. That is somebody using their position as business owners to make you feel less than. And the fact that it happens consistently, that so many black women have the exact same story, that it tells you it is deliberate. These owners know what they are doing. They know the impact they are having. And they are choosing to do it anyway because they know they can get away with it. They think black women will just accept it and keep coming back anyway. Well, they are wrong. And now they are learning that black people got options. They got other places to go. And they are not obligated to sit there and accept disrespect for a manicure. That's not about being difficult or oversensitive. That is about self-respect. That is black people finally saying that they deserve better. And anybody who has been in that position and felt that energy from someone, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Asian Americans did not go to America on their own. They went there through a door that black Americans opened. A door that was literally built by struggle, by their blood. When the speaker brought up the 1965 Migration Act and connected it to the civil rights movement, that is the conversation we need to have. That is the real foundation of this whole thing. Asian Americans did not go to America on their own. They went there through a door that was opened by black Americans. A door that was literally built by their struggle, by their blood, by MLK and Malcolm X and all other people who fought and died so that all people of color could have rights in America. And that is not me trying to make them feel guilty. That is facts. That is history. And if they cannot acknowledge that, if they cannot understand that they benefited from what black Americans fought for, then how can they even have real conversation? If you came through that door that was opened by black folk, if you benefited from their struggle, you got a debt to acknowledge. You don't get to go over there, profit off their neighborhoods, and act like none of that matters. They're not telling you to get out of their country. They are telling you to understand where you came from and show respect to the people who made it possible. If they can't do that, if they're gonna take their money, take their neighborhoods, then they deserve what is happening right now. But y'all, the part that got me most emotional, and I mean my whole energy shifted, was when she started talking about black Americans being the culture. And I'm telling you that is fact. They are the culture. They are what the world is copying. They created hip-hop and it became the biggest thing on the planet. They created their own style and now everybody's trying to look like them. They created their own language and the whole world is speaking it. Meanwhile, they have been told their whole lives that they are not enough, that they're gonna turn themselves down, that they have to chase white people's standards, that they should be grateful when anybody acknowledges them. And I just realized why that was said. Why would they do that? Why they are literally the standard? Why would they be grateful to the people who are just copying what they created? They are the main character, not in a way that is trying hard or forcing it. They are. And when you understand that, when you really feel that, everything changes. You don't beg no more. You don't make excuses for people disrespecting you. You just move on and do you. That is the shift that is happening right now. And it is very powerful. It is what they needed to remember all along. Dr. King showed Black Americans this. One sustained year of a boycott and things change. Laws change, businesses close, power shifts. That is not violence, brothers and sisters. But it only works when you actually do it. If you actually stay disciplined, if you actually don't cross that line for a huria because somebody told you to do it, or because you're missing your nails done, or because you got invited to go somewhere. 1 year, that's it. Honestly, I think you can do it. I think when people understand what is at stake, not just revenge, but actual wealth redistribution, actual power, I think people will stay committed. So that's it, brothers and sisters. That's what I have to say about those clips. If you've got any comment to make about what was being said in those clips, feel free to drop them down there in the comment section. And if you have enjoyed watching this one, click on the like button and subscribe for more interesting episodes. Mr. TA, your African brother, signing off. Ciao.